Let's talk about getting rid of bad spirits, entities, and attachments in a way that's actually useful. I wish I could hand you a guaranteed process for this. After 25 years of working with clients on this wacky, complicated issue, I can say there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. That's not a failure on your part. It's the nature of how varied these experiences are. Before we go further, quick disclaimer. I'm a shamanic practitioner and former engineer, not a doctor or therapist. What I'm sharing here is spiritual education based on my experience and not a substitute for medical or mental health care. What I offer instead is clarity. Bad spirits is an umbrella term that covers very different patterns and they don't resolve the same way. For example, I handle a ghost in a completely different way than something that's bothering you that's never incarnated as a human. As a former engineer, I care about what consistently helps, and over the years I've mapped practical approaches to match the situation you're in rather than forcing your experience into a generic fix. In navigating this, I suggest using precise language. You might experiment with, "My system is interpreting energy this way." This can reduce some of the emotional charge that keeps loops going. It's also really helpful to separate what you actually sensed from the story your brain added. And remember, non-corporeal beings can't physically pinch skin. Your nervous system can map subtle energetic shifts as touch or sound or images. Naming the difference often brings more clarity and choice. These are some common pitfalls I'd invite you to skip. Don't argue with entities. Attention is fuel. And press pause on reaching out to your spirit guides until your field is steadier. When you're vulnerable, imposters can slip in under comforting labels. And try not to fall into late-night doom research that ramps up hypervigilance and makes everything feel closer and more intense than it is. In my experience, real resolution is usually layered. It might include targeted clearing when needed, repair and reinforcement of the energy body, soul retrieval, nervous system retraining so your brain stops flagging every subtle energetic sensation as a threat, and sustainable home and psychic protection. Calm, consistent steps almost always work better than trying to force a dramatic breakthrough. I also want to set expectations about how I can best support you. I think you'll get more out of my long-form content than trying to find a quick answer. I have videos, podcast episodes, and a number of articles, all free. I'm not available for unpaid one-on-one shamanic services, which I get daily requests for, so I've put a lot of time into creating content to help people for whom my one-on-one work isn't a good fit. If you want practical step-by-step support, I've organized my best free resources and next step options in the description. Explore what resonates for you and take the next supportive step for you. My hope is this helps you feel less alone and more empowered in navigating what you're experiencing. Again, this is Katie Weatherup, and I hope there's something here to support you. If you're having severe, new, or worsening symptoms, especially around sleep, mood, perception, please get up-to-date medical support in the form of a licensed medical or mental health professional.